Salutations everybody, it is Matty here, and in our last Cyberpunk video, the lulz were raining on top of us. It was meme city, it was skit city. We were joking around the whole time. I mean, what can you do in such a dire situation of facing another Cyberpunk delay, but just laugh a little bit. That's all you need, just a little haha. It seemed a lot of you actually did respond well to that video, so I do appreciate that. I had a great time making it. But, ladies and gentlemen, today, we put on our serious face, okay? You see? This is what's happening. Are you ready? Okay, so since the actual delay of Cyberpunk 2077 for a third time now, there has been a lot of fallout from the treatment of staff to the status of workers within CD Projekt Red to financial implications. There is even the treatment of staff from the public that we have to get into in this video. Honestly, it's a lot of serious subjects. So, like I said, I didn't want to hit skits in this video, joke around. I just kind of wanted to cut directly into it. So we're going to be reading from multiple sources, from PC Gamer to some reportings from Jason Schreier of Bloomberg to even tweets online. So like I said, a lot to go through in this video here today, all serious topics. Let's start it off with what CD Projekt Red stated back in 2019. For those who are new to the whole situation of discussing the overtime with CD Projekt Red, how they've been overworking a lot of their employees, the talk has really been about how bad is their crunch compared to the crunch of many workers. I commented on that strongly in my last video, suggesting that I understand the eye rolling by many when, for example, I used a UPS truck driver saying how they could crunch in the holiday season, not receive this $50,000 bonus like, say, the workers at CD Projekt Red are, but that the delay did change the conversation a little bit because now they are working even more. Well, in 2019, it was stated that CD Projekt Red wanted to make their place a more humane place to work, which, if you didn't realize, saying you want something more humane indicates it is lacking that. So they had an inhumane place to work, which is terrible. It's terrible to admit. And so have they put in the efforts to make that possible where it's more humane? It doesn't seem that's the case. So Adam recently joined in a investors call recently since the delay of Cyberpunk 2077, and obviously these always make the rounds in the media, so he knew exactly what he was doing. Let's see what was said. In a call to investors following the delay announcement, however, CD Projekt co-CEO Adam Kaczynski said crunch at the studio is, quote, not that bad and never was, end quote. Of course, it's a story that has been picked up by the media, and some people have been crunching heavily, but a large part of the team is not crunching at all, since they have finished their work, Kaczynski says. It's mostly about QA and engineers, programmers, but it's not that heavy. Of course, it will be extended a bit, but we have feedback from the team. They're happy about the extra 3 weeks, so we don't see any threats regarding crunch. Okay, so bullet points here. They're happy that there's more time to work on the game. It's not that bad. It's just part of the team is crunching heavily, as in QA, which is one of the toughest parts of game development for those who don't know. Engineers and programmers, not a big deal, though. They can screw themselves, is what he's saying. But like I said, he knew this was going to get out, right? So we go to now a report from Jason Schreier, where there is an email from Adam making the way around the company in regards to these quotes here. Let's see what he said. Dear all, from the bottom of my heart, I would like to apologize to everyone for what I said during Tuesday's investor conference call. I had not wanted to comment on crunch, yet I still did, and I did it in a demeaning and harmful way. Truth be told, it's only now, when the stress connected with the delay decision and the call itself is lifting, that I'm fully realizing the true extent of my words. This is what we call I got called out and I had to, fall back a little bit. I have nothing to say in my defense. What I said was not even unfortunate. It was utterly bad. For that, please accept my most sincere and honest apologies. I always was and am still proud of the heart and soul. We've seen a lot of the heart and soul lately. You put into what you do every day. Yours humbly, Adam. P.S. If anyone wants to talk with me directly, I'm in the boardroom on the first floor and on Slack. This is what I call pure damage control. This will be studied one day, I feel, because it is exactly what damage control is. He is damage controlling on the media front by downplaying the crunch, and then when that is all safe and sound, like, hey, it's not that bad, people are going to read the headlines, go, okay, whatever, moving on, who cares? Then he goes to the studio for the people those words will impact and go, hey, I'm sorry. So essentially what he's doing is trying to preserve the company image in every way, shape, and form. Make sure internally things are okay. It just looks like he's trying to say the right things with zero sincerity. That is my takeaway from this, because he's talking out of both ends of his mouth. It's not that bad. Oh, but I'm only realizing now what a horrible thing to say. Come on, dude. You're a smart guy. You run this company. You know what you're doing. Like, what is this? So yeah, I don't want to get into the semantics of the crunch itself on whether or not, you know, another person working like a job in retail or something, is that comparable to something like what's happening with CD Projekt Red. I understand the implications of a significant bonus, but I think now the problem truly is more or less the crunch, but of course the moving of the goalposts. It's now, oh, we're trying to be more humane. Now we're crunching, but it's just for a little bit. Now it's only 3 more weeks. Now it's only just a couple of people of the team. Like, how many times do you set that back before we just go, okay, come on, man. Like, enough is enough. That's what I'm saying, where internally there's an issue. Communication-wise, there's an issue. We saw that with the social team versus what was happening within the company versus what the social team was saying. We're finding out that stuff posted on Twitter is getting to us before people in the company, like a decision to delay the game. Now we're seeing him talk to investors one way about his employees and then do this to the company itself. It's just, it's hard business, man. It's hard business. Cutthroat stuff here. But I think what most people are interested in is, of course, what's happening with the delay. What is the team working on? What is actually being pushed back? What is the cause of the pushback? And how confident is CD Projekt Red in hitting this date? A little spoiler here, but all I'm saying is there is I don't know what the percentage would be. I'll say like 15% chance that there might be another delay. Never say never. That's all I'm saying. First and foremost, on behalf of the whole board, I would like to offer an apology for breaking our promise and failing your trust. We underestimated the time required for the very final processes, Kaczynski said. The game is ready for the PC and runs great on the next-gen consoles and could be shipped on the scheduled date on those platforms. However, even though the game has been certified on the current gens by both Sony and Microsoft, some very final optimization processes for such a massive and complex game require a bit of additional time. During a Q&A session that followed his statement, Kaczynski repeated that we have the game ready on PC and said the studio probably could have made the November 19th release date as it stands, but having these 3 extra weeks will enable us to get things ready to our satisfaction. He also acknowledged that 3 weeks doesn't sound like it will make much of a difference for a game that's been in development since 2016, but added that this can greatly help us with those technical matters regarding current gen. Vice President of Business Development Mikhail Nowakowski later said in the Q&A that there wasn't a specific problem with current gen consoles, just optimization to be handled. In response to a separate question, however, he suggested that Cyberpunk 2077's issues might actually run a little deeper than that, saying the polish is needed to fix all the bugs and quality issues that we're still facing. All right, so it seems like the current gen consoles, PS4 and Xbox One, are what are kind of holding the development of this game back. That seems to be the memo going forward. I do worry a little bit at times with how many moments it's been pushed back and how it's always about in the name of bug stomping. They've been saying this since April, that they've been bug stomping, that they've been crushing bugs, that they've been focusing on optimization. And you can only truly hope that at the end of the day, this does run fine and that I just sound foolish. But I do worry at times when I read these things. I'm like, they're still working on bugs. And I don't know if bug work ever really truly ends in game development. You know, sometimes you just don't let them lie there. But at the same time, they're just always talking about optimization and all that stuff. And it'll be amazing if this game runs like a dream. That's what we all want at the end of the day. But at the same time, they keep resurrecting that for months and months and months where, yeah, there's just a little bit of concern there. But like I said, it seems to be dealing with the current gen stuff. So if you are currently on a PS4 and Xbox One, you're not planning on investing in next gen consoles, do be wary of that. It'll be very interesting to see how people respond to this game when it is launched, because they're promising, hey, next gen's great, PC's great, it's all running fine. This delay was for current gen. Very interesting stuff. As for the new release date of December 10th, it's firm, if not quite rock hard. Don't say it. Do me a favor. Don't say it. This is a serious video. Come on. We feel maybe not comfortable, but confident in the new release date, Kaczynski said. Now, Mikowski seemed similarly not quite comfortable with fully committing to it. When asked if Cyberpunk 2077 would definitely be out on December 10th, he replied, "That's more or less what I'm saying, I guess. Yes." God almighty, it actually really might not make it out even then. I think they're aware, though, of the damage this will do if it gets another delay. And I know that sounds crazy, right? I know for a lot of people, they go, no shot. No shot. And I'm not saying the game's going to fail. I'm not going to say that, CD Projekt Red's going out of business, all right? Okay, we're not getting hyperbolic here. But it does stand a chance to impact them financially. We're actually already seeing that a little bit. Let's take a look at some numbers. GamesIndustry.biz posted, CD Projekt Red's share price has fallen by 25% since its peak at the end of August, shaving off almost $2.5 billion from its market cap. That peak coincided with the announcement of its new Witcher mobile title in the style of Niantic's Pokemon Go. On August 27th, CD Projekt Red's market cap was PLN 42.4 billion, around 9.6 billion, based on a price of almost PLN 461 per share. Yesterday, however, its share price had fallen to PLN 331, the lowest point since April 2020, roughly around the time of the delay, by the way. At the time of writing, CD Projekt Red shares were trading at a slightly improved PLN 346, which is still 25% down on that August peak. So as you can see, it's impacting them financially. It's not even about the culture at the studio. It's not even about us having to wait. It's also impacting them where they're eventually getting to a point where it's almost like irrational games. Think of BioShock Infinite. This game was super successful. It did really well. It sold well, made a lot of money, but the game was in development for so long, for so stupid long, that no matter how well it did, they could not make their money back. And so it eventually sunk the company. Now, I'm not saying at all that's what's going to happen with CD Projekt Red, but that's a great example of this game can find success, but can it help battle back and keep them in a place where they're financially profitable? I think so, given Gwent, given that this game will sell stupidly well, and given that they do have a future with multiplayer and monetization in it. And of course, they have GOG. So I think they're just fine, but it is something worth thinking about, that it's not like just because the game's going to sell well, all their problems are gone. This is impacting them. The delays are impacting them, and this could lead to them pushing out the door. Let's say those current gen versions aren't ready. This could lead to some more problems for people down the line. It could hurt things, but they're starting to feel the heat a little bit. That's more so what I'm getting at. All right, last but certainly not least is that a lot of developers have been receiving threats when it comes to the delay for Cyberpunk 2077. The senior game designer had stated on their Twitter account, "I want to address one thing in regards to the Cyberpunk delay. I understand if you're feeling angry, disappointed, and want to voice your opinion about it. However, sending death threats to the developers is absolutely unacceptable and just wrong. We are people just like you." Now, he actually did post an example on his Twitter account. I don't want to share it here just because I don't know how YouTube really operates on that front, and I don't want to take the chance, but you can go to his Twitter account and check it out for yourself if you'd like to. Obviously, the message here is something that I don't think most of you need to hear at all. I think I have a decently older audience from what I've seen from the numbers in my channel, but I think it just goes without saying that if a game matters so much to you, you will threaten the life of someone else, you are absolutely in the wrong. No game is worth that. No game is worth causing that stress for someone. And even logically speaking, right, you want the game, right? That's what you want. Threatening them, putting pressure on them, making them feel uncomfortable, worried, that doesn't get you the game any quicker. That puts them out of work quicker, if anything, because they're so stressed out. So obviously, this is not the way. I don't feel like I need to really iterate that anymore, but just know if a game matters that much, find new hobbies. Find new hobbies, spice up your life so that gaming isn't right here at the center, but it's over here, a part of you, a part of something you do, but not everything you do. Make sure it's more than just that, because if it's that much of your core where you're threatening people over it, once again, you're in the wrong. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I wrap up this video. Look forward to seeing your thoughts on everything. I apologize. It was more of a negative news day, I know. And I was a little bit late on this news, but I also know a lot of it was developing. I would have missed some of this stuff, such as the investors, such as, of course, the share prices going down, such as, of course, the threats that type of stuff would have been missed if I didn't take my time with this video. So I do thank all of you who understand, who support me, even though sometimes I'll be like a couple of days behind things. I appreciate it so much, and it'll be worth it because I'm also working on tomorrow's video, which is going to be hilarious. I think you guys are really going to like it. So looking forward to seeing all the interaction in the comments down below. Fire away. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. Big thank you to all the patrons, all the members who continue to kill it with the support here. Appreciate each and every single one of you, and I'll talk with you soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.